Everyone, welcome to another yoga class with me. I'm Mackenzie Jones. I'll be leading you through a 45-minute yoga flow class tonight. All you need is a mat and we'll get to it. So you can meet me on your mat in a comfortable seated position. Good, so you can start to settle in here. You can cross your legs in front of one another. Your hands can come to your knees. You can stack each vertebrae on top of each other. Nice neutral spine here, not forcing anything. Good, and we'll start tonight with just taking a few deep breaths at our own pace. You can start to clear the air. Taking some nice deep breaths, letting the diaphragm fall down as you inhale. Exhale, your diaphragm, pelvic floor, come up. Good, inhale, drop it down. Fill up the lungs. And exhale, squeezing your belly button back towards the spine. Take a few more deep breaths just like that. Maybe you want to close your eyes, getting your mind and body ready to move. Good, we'll start with just a grounding practice. So maybe you gently open your eyes. And then just notice the light in the room. Notice the temperature of the air. Notice any sounds that you might hear. Then bring some awareness to every point that your body is making and contacting with the ground. Good, maybe hips, ankles, feet. Good, take one more deep breath in through the nose. Biggest breath yet. Exhale, open your mouth and side out. Good, bring your hands up to the base of your neck. We're going to take some time here to just massage out our own neck here. Using your finger pads to get nice and deep into some of those muscles. Show yourself a little love here in this moment. Good, bring your hands out in front of you, interlace the fingers, swoop your fingertips forward and then up. Good, take a nice deep breath at the top. Long spine here, stretch it up. And then exhale, open the hands out to the side. Right hand is going to drop down, left fingertips reach over. Nice side body stretch here. Keep both hips planted into the ground. Good, energize those top fingers over to the side of the room. Good, exhale, left hand comes down to the ground. Walk your hands over to the other side. Good, this time left fingertips are down on the ground, right fingertips reach long. Good, imagine each breath that you take, you're inhaling into the stretch. So you're using breath as a way to mobilize and open up here. Good, press through that left hand, come back up to the center. You're going to lace your fingers behind your back this time. Press your hands down to the ground, open up the front of your chest. Maybe squeeze your shoulder blades together. Look up. Deep breath here. And exhale, come back to center. We're going to find our way over to our tabletop position. So however you want to get there. And once you get here in your tabletop position, press each fingertip into the ground. Spread your fingertips nice and wide. Good, and then check into your core. Pull that belly button in towards your spine. Bring the low ribs in towards center. Good, activating your core here, even in this neutral position. Good, when you're ready, inhale, drops the belly down, taking a nice cow pose here. Look up. Exhale, squeeze the air out, tuck your tailbone under, arch your back. Good, inhale, drop that belly down, look up. Exhale, round your back, maybe tuck your chin. Good, take a few more at your own breath. Good, really finding that tilt in the pelvis. Good, and then when you're ready, drop the hips back to your heels, reach your hands long out in front of you, child's pose. Option to keep the knees together or separate them wide. Good, and then you can rest your forehead on the mat. Maybe bring an intention to the forefront of your mind, something to come back to during this practice, or something to dedicate this movement to. It can be a person, or it can be a feeling that you want to cultivate over the next week. Good, and then I invite you to think of things that will help cultivate that intention. And inhale, thinking of all those things that will help you be satisfied here this week. Exhale anything that won't do you any good. Take a few more breaths, just like that. Good, when you're ready, come up to your tabletop position. Tuck your toes underneath you. Shoulders are directly over your wrists. And then lift your knees just an inch off the mat. Good, you should wake that core up here. Good, you're gonna hold it for just 3 breaths, and then we're gonna move the legs. So arms stay where they're at. Nice tight core. On your inhale, send your left toes back behind you. Exhale, left toe comes back down. Inhale, right toes back behind you. Exhale, right toes down. Good, take 5 more on each side. Moving with your breath. Nice, slow, and controlled. Keep that core engaged. Like bird dogs, but harder. One more on each side. Good. When you're ready, inhale, hips go high for your downward facing dog. Take some time here, pedal it out. Good. Tilt your hips up towards the ceiling. Spread your fingertips wide. Find a nice long spine here. Let your head hang heavy. Give your head just a few shakes, yes and no. Good, moving into our sun salutations. Inhale, the right toes go high. Three-legged dog. Exhale, step your foot between your hands. Drop your back knee. Hook your thumbs and rise. Arms come overhead. Nice stretch in that left hip. Good, take one more inhale here. Exhale, frame the front foot, step your left toes forward. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Hands can come to your shins, just pressing lightly. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, circle the arms overhead, coming all the way up to standing. Exhale, hands come through to heart center. Good, inhale, circle overhead. Take up space. And then exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back here. Exhale, plant the hands, step your feet back. High plank pose, hold it here, drop those hips a little bit. Good, take an inhale here. Exhale, drop the knees, untuck your toes, and slowly lower down. Good, inhale, press through your palms. Shine your chest forward. Exhale, tuck your toes, send your hips back high for your downward facing dog. Good, other side, left toes high. Exhale, step your foot between your hands, drop the back knee, hook your thumbs and rise. Good, take one deep inhale here. Exhale, staying where you're at. Good, one more inhale. Exhale, frame the front foot, step your right toes forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold down. Inhale, circle the arms overhead. Exhale, hands come through to the center. Inhale, take up space. Exhale, forward fold, all the way down. Inhale, halfway lift to prepare. Exhale, plant your hands, step your toes back. Option to keep the knees lifted. And then exhale, lowers you down. Keep those elbows in at your sides. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, tuck your toes, send your hips back high for your downward facing dog. Good, take a nice deep inhale. And exhale. On your next inhale, right toes go high. Exhale, step your foot between your hands. Drop the back knee. Hook your thumbs and rise. Good, hands come through to heart center. We're twisting over to the right. So left elbow outside of right knee. Then when you get there, press through the palms. Maybe you look over your right shoulder, deepening that twist. Good, inhale, come back to center. Exhale, plant your hands and step your left toes forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold down. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, hands through to heart center. Bring your hands to your low back here. And then just find a nice little baby back bend. Pressing your hips forward. And then maybe gazing up towards the ceiling. Good. Inhale brings you back up to center. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift here. Exhale, plant the hands, step your toes back. Move through your flow. Exhale, lowers you down. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, use your core to bring those hips back up high. Good, inhale, left toes high. Exhale, step your foot between your hands, drop the back knee, hook your thumbs and rise. Good, exhale, hands through to heart center. This time twisting over to the left, right elbow outside of left knee. Good, when you get there, see if you can rotate your ribs around your spine so you're really finding that twist from your thoracic spine region. Good, inhale, come back to center. Exhale, plant the hands, step your right toes forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold down. Inhale, arms overhead, come all the way up. Exhale, hands through to heart center. Good, when you get here, bring your hands down to the sides. We're going to find just a nice mountain pose, so feeling nice and tall here. Maybe you spread your toes wide, bringing your feet to touch. Good, send your shoulders away from your ears. Your eyes can close here. Take a nice deep breath. And exhale, slowly open your eyes. Good. We're going to play around with some balance today. We're going to do a little bit of an untraditional flow. So we're just going to be playing around with some poses in today's class. So from our mountain pose, we're going to find a tree pose on our right side. So left toes are going to ground into the mat. Lift that right knee off of the mat. And just wrap your arms around that shin. Grab hold of it and bring it in. Just give it a nice squeeze here first. So just warming up our standing leg. Getting it ready for some balancing. Good, and then you can slowly let go. And you'll find whatever variation of tree pose you would like. So maybe you put your foot on your calf, down onto the ground, or you can reach down and place it on the inside of your thigh. Whatever variation you choose, we're going to stay here for a few breaths. So bring your hands to your heart center. And find a point out in front of you to focus on. If you feel yourself wobbling back and forth, see if you can press your thigh and foot together, zipping that up. Good option to reach the arms overhead, growing your tree. Good, take one more deep breath here. Exhale, come back to center. Lift that right knee up towards the ceiling. And then place it down on the mat. Good, inhale, arms come overhead. Exhale, forward fold, coming down all the way. Separate your feet about hips width distance. And find a ragdoll forward fold. Let your head hang heavy. Maybe you find a sway from side to side, being nice and gentle tonight. Good. Come back to center. You're at the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift here. And then exhale, plant your hands, step your left toes back. Good. So you find this nice crescent lunge here. Start to sink your hips low. Back leg is nice and straight. Inhale, your arms come overhead for your crescent lunge. Good, taking your time to get into poses tonight. Exhale, your hands come through to heart center. Good, check back into that core here. See if you can engage and pull it together. Good, inhale, windmill the arms open to the side. So you're finding a twist to the right. Right hand comes back behind you, left fingertips reach forward. Open up those collarbones. Good, exhale, place that right hand on your left back leg. And then imagine pulling that left arm up and over so you're really getting a nice stretch through the front of the body. Good, come back through center. And then open up into your warrior two. Good, sink your hips low, heel to heel alignment. Send your right knee over to the pinky side of your foot. Good, bring your shoulders over your hips. Good, slowly start to straighten that front foot. Bring your right toes in. So you're in a wide-legged stance to the left side of your mat. And then start to face your left toes to the back of your mat. Good, deep bend into that left knee. So you're doing warrior two to the other side. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Left fingertips high. Exhale, windmill the arms down to the mat. And then lift those right toes off the mat, coming into your standing splits. Good, nice strong standing leg. Your floating leg is just as strong, pressing your heel into the back of the room. Good, optional, let your head hang heavy. Maybe you look up towards your belly button. Good, and then slowly bring your right toes down to the mat to meet your left. Inhale, halfway lift here. Exhale, fold down. Inhale, circle the arms, come overhead. Exhale, hands through to heart center. You're at the top of the back of your mat. Good. Bring your hands down to the sides. We're going to find that nice mountain pose again. Good, maybe you close your eyes. Notice how that changes, how your ankles are acting as you're stabilizing muscles. Good, let's start to open the eyes. And we're going to find our tree pose on the other side. So right toes are going to ground into your mat. Nice, strong right leg. And then left knee comes up. You're going to grab hold of that left shin. Bring it in towards your chest. Good, when you're ready, find your tree pose variation, whatever that might look like. We're going to be here for a few breaths, so find that drishti, that point out in front of you to focus on. Your hands can come to your heart. You can start playing around, opening them up. One more deep breath here. Good, bring that left knee back up to center. And then exhale, left toes meet the right. Separate your feet about hips width distance. And then inhale, arms come overhead. Exhale, find your forward fold. Good, so this might look like a ragdoll pose. You might grab hold of your two big toes. Whatever you do, just find that weight that gravity uses to pull your head down to the ground. Good, bring your feet to touch at the top of your mat, so you're at the back, facing probably the back of the room. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, plant your hands. This time you're stepping your left toes back behind you. Sorry, right toes go back behind you. Good. So you're coming into your crescent lunge. Nice strong back leg. Inhale, arms overhead. Good, exhale, hands through to heart center. We're going to stay here for a couple of breaths. Focus on each inhale and each exhale. On your next inhale, arms overhead, and then open up to the left. So right fingertips forward, left fingertips back this time. Good, pull up on that back knee. Make sure that leg is nice and straight. You should feel a nice gastroc stretch with this. Good, and then bring your left hand down to your right thigh. Exalted warrior. Right fingertips come high. Twisting into this pose. Good, exhale, come back to center. And then windmill your arms, open up to warrior two. Left toes are facing forward. Deep bend into that front knee. Sink those hips low. Good, face those left toes forward. So you're coming into a wide-legged stance on the other side of your mat. Then bring your hands to your low back. Sorry, same side of your mat. And start to hinge at the hips, coming into a wide-legged forward fold. Good, you can bring your hands down to the floor and play around here, maybe bending into one knee and then the other. Getting into those adductors there. Good, and then coming back to center, bring your arms out to a T, and then let your glutes pull you back up to standing, nice and slow. Bring those right toes forward, come into your warrior two on the other side. So this time you're at the front of your mat. Good, inhale, reverse your warrior, right fingertips come high. Exhale, windmill the arms down to the ground. Step your right toes back. Option to move through a flow. And then meet us in downward facing dog. Good. Let's come on to a comfortable seat. So walk your toes up to your hands. Then bend your knees, bringing your hips down to the mat. Good, we're being nice and gentle tonight. So you can come to a nice comfortable seat. Bring your left leg out long in front of you. We'll find a seated spinal twist. So you can step your right foot on the inside of your knee, or you can bring it to the outside, whatever is most comfortable for your hips. Bring your right hand back behind you, long spine, and then your left arm can either grab hold of that knee, you can hook it outside. Good, take a breath here. Then exhale, come back to center. We're gonna bring that right knee over the left. So we're gonna come into a nice hip opener. So if your foot was on the inside of your knee, bring it to the outside now, and you're gonna let that just fall on top of the other knee. Good, another option, if you don't have that kind of mobility, is to just bring it to a figure four here, and just let your knee fall open. If you do have your knees stacked, you can start to walk your hands out in front of you and find a nice forward fold over that extended leg. You'll be able to feel this all the way through that leg. Good, start to walk your hands back up. Untwist those legs. And then let's find a spinal twist on the other side. Good, take a nice deep inhale. And exhale, brings you back to center. Good, find whatever variation you would like here. Maybe you want to stay upright, figure four, where you can stack those knees on top of each other. Maybe you want to bring those hip bones back behind you a little bit so you're sitting on the front of your hips. Then we'll start to walk the hands out, finding a forward fold. Good, start to walk your hands back underneath you. Bend both knees up. And then slowly lower yourself down onto your back. Good, the soles of your feet can come to touch. You're taking a supine butterfly here. So you're going to let your knees just fall out to the sides. You can bring your hands to your belly. Good, see if you can really let go of any tension that you're holding in your hips. Nice option for this is to put some pillows underneath your knees. And then notice the rise and fall of each breath. Good. If you want to bring the knees back to center, so that your knees are up towards the ceiling, we'll slowly let the knees fall over to the right, stacking the knees on top of each other. Your left arm can reach out to a T. Your right hand can either be down on your leg, or you can reach that one out long as well. Good. See if you can get both shoulder blades to stay on the ground here for this one. Good. Come back up to center. We'll twist over to the left. Stack those knees. Good. Come back through center. Option to take this last moment of class to find any poses that I might not have brought you through. This might look like a happy baby, maybe double knees to chest. Maybe you want to find a bridge pose. Anything that will round out this class for you. Good, and then when you're ready, we'll find our final resting posture. Good, so when you're ready, your legs will go long. Your hands can come to your sides, lying on your back. You can feel free to bring one hand to your low belly and one to your heart. Know that you have this time and space to stay here and enjoy some moments of peace. We'll take one last deep breath together. Inhale, fill up the lungs, filling up the goodness of our practice. And then exhale. Thank you so much for joining me tonight, or any time that you're taking this class, really. And I hope to see you again soon. Enjoy the rest of your week and your night. Namaste.